Good morning. It's mid of August and it's time for our monthly allotment tour. It was my favorite pastime to watch everybody else's allotments and growing places. So I'm always quite excited to do ours too. Well, it's still a bit of a green jungle here, but these Courgette are doing quite okay. The tomatillos have loads of little lanterns, so and these are some sort of basic tomatoes. They're growing okay. We had quite a few of the Romas and the yellow submarines as well, although they are very tiny. However, I would grow them again. They're really nice. These are, I think, mini bells or mini something, and we've been harvesting those forever. I've actually have a little video of a harvest I did yesterday, so I'll attach that at the end. These are black Russians. They just started colouring. And these, I think, are basic gardeners delight or money makers. I can't remember. So they're doing a fairly okay. And the sun gold as well. We've been harvesting those for quite a while. So all in all, I would say we haven't got a glut, but we have enough for us for fresh, sort of eating them fresh. Now here. This is first of our, let me just back up a bit. So this is one of our four Brassica Bags here, but these are the three longer ones. And they've been planted successively so as they became available. So this was the first one. Obviously there is something munching them, and I'm yet to find out what. They have been covered all the time, obviously. So what we've got here, we've got a bit of probably calabrese or broccoli, I can't remember, and also there might be some romanesco. And at the end there, we have some kales, but the things which would be harvestable very soon, I would say, are these purple top kohlrabi. I do quite like them, so it's my childhood thing. So that's the bed. They will recover. It's nothing too serious. So that's the first, most advanced Brassica bed. This is mainly the bed of kales, various kales, but mainly Cavolo Nero and some turnips. They always come, you know, looking like a lace from the little beetles. Again, completely covered. They find the way, but they are now taking off. I can see that happening, and so that's quite pleasing. They have been watered very sparsely, so kudos to them. The last bed is, I would say, bits of this and bits of that. I see the weeds are doing quite well, so whatever grows here is going to be bonus. And in this one I've got the giant kohlrabi, which is starting to bulb, some beetroot right on the back, and I can see, you probably can't see that's on the camera, but they are also bulbing. And one seedling of perpetual spinach, which is just going crazy. And I've been harvesting this over and over, but you know, you can't complain. Most of the things we can't have any harvest, so at least we have plenty of spinach in our diet. Well, this bed, I can say, despite daily watering, these most two are no-go. I think they are just had it now. And there is a little bit of coriander which hasn't bolted, so we're still harvesting it. In this one I can see few seedlings coming up of like a Paris market carrots, so they're tiny little carrots, they can grow in these beds. There's very sort of measly looking cutting celery, some brown fennel, and these beans I planted a few days ago are doing particularly well in this bed. They all taken on, so I'm really pleased that we make a use of that. Space. Sorry, sometimes I finish sentences in my head. Okay, so this is the Crimson Crush bed, and we had some blossom rot, but we mainly recovered. I occasionally get one in a bunch which is still having a little bit of that, but most of it is good. So I can see one down there, but I've checked the ends and most of them are absolutely fine. Yep, they're fine. They absolutely fine. So they started colouring as well. I've just removed yesterday more leaves to let them sort of breathe and colour, and they're looking fine. So moving on to just the last look on this side of that bed. More big tomatoes. I tasted them. They really, I'm actually converted to those. I will be growing these again. I just make sure that the soil has got plenty of calcium and is really nutritious for them. So this is the bed of Yin Yang Bean. All on this side is Yin Yang Bean, and I had a little harvest again because they absolutely lovely. I will be growing whole bag of them next year. There's a always self-seeded dill in this bed because I let it seed. It doesn't harm anything, but it looks just fantastic. I love dill. It's my probably, beside parsley, favorite herb. So a little bit of, I can see they just setting in. I think these are yellow French beans. As you can see, the raspberries, which probably need to be tied up, are just coming to fruit. And these are the John Jay. The sunflowers on this side are just starting to show the lovely heads, so that's brilliant. And the leeks in this bed are doing fine, some better than others. Well, they've been planted really late, so they're here for winter really, so they have plenty of time to grow into themselves. And as we turn back, this is another job to be done, to cut out all the summer fruiting raspberry out and hide the fresh growth, which is quite prolific here. The soft fruit bed did ever so well. We had quite reasonably large harvest of gooseberries of all colours, and the red and white currants did well, but the black currants, we had 4 kilograms or 8 pounds, over 8 pounds of black currants from 2 bushes, which, well, that is absolutely fantastic. Now the strawberries really suffered. I've lost another 3. I'm not terribly worried. We are redoing this year's strawberry bed. I will think how to do this much more efficiently. There is some lavender and some carrots. And let me just sort of take a few steps back. So that's our watering system at the moment. Cans and a big bat. We have some other bats around the place. So our bench when we take a rest, and I'm going to turn around. Usually the star of this place was the flower bed. However, this year is looking a little bit rugged. I still think that few days of rain would revive that. Now, this dahlia, which I don't know the name, but it's got lovely kind of split ends, and I know there is a name for it. If I find it, I'll try to tell you. Well, it's been covered in flowers already. I did had it yesterday, and it's going to be coming on for weeks. And loads and lots of heads of Verbena bonariensis. In fact, it sows itself everywhere. These Oxide Daisies, I have a new space for them. I will show you when I'm going to plant them. I love them, but they can't be on the paths. A little bit of hyssop. I might sow some more hyssop to refresh this bed next year. And you see, just tidied up the verbascum in there, so looking a bit naked. I've got some dahlias I could put in the buckets here, so just to fill the space, and I probably do that next week. So that's the overall our growing space in what I call the chicken coop, because that's where Nigel used to keep his chickens years ago, and it was always fenced off and serves us very well because it's safe from rabbits. As we leave here, there's a couple of tiny beds, and there is one sort of rogue flower bed, but I haven't watered it this year, and that's what it looks like if there's no interference. So we've got some mainly yellow beans, which is not terribly happy, but it's been watered. Well, we'll see. Sometimes beans, even if it's in that sort of state, will shoot something from the roots. So let's have a look what's going to happen there. Swiss chard, and some of the white one, and some of a couple of ruby and yellow, but these are all green, and I haven't grown that variety before, and apparently it's really tasty, so I'm looking forward to that. So this is the little enclosed area next to the chicken coop area, which is mainly beans, and I did really big bean harvest here yesterday. Well, they are coming now fast and thick since we started watering them, and look, there's plenty there for another little harvest. There is actually loads up there which I can't reach, so Nigel need to bring with the ladder, and we're going to do another harvest. There is some calendula. I will want to put calendula in more places here next year strategically. Make that bed beans and calendula, and we need to sort out, look, there's more of the autumn fruiting raspberries here. This again needs to be sorted, and some of these young plants moved into the area I called food forest. Right behind are the blackberries. Again, I did a little harvest. They just coming to be ripe. I don't want to leave it too late, because in these conditions, between ripe and over kind of drying up is very quick. So we have been doing some harvesting, and I will sort of try to do it every second day, even if it's a small punnet. I don't really want to lose the fruit. As you can see, that's what I'm talking about. Then they kind of shrivel, and they're not good to anyone. We're going to come out now out of this area, and we are in the extended part of the allotment, and these are still unharvested potatoes, so we'll be doing this perhaps tomorrow if we find the energy. So it's the swift still needs to be dug up. Then we have 2 rows of shallot, which these will tide us over for a few months. I love shallot, it's our favorite, one of our favorites, I would say. And then we have pink fir apple. I never had main crop, and that is to be yet sort of assess how we like it. Now, this pear tree, let me just maybe come closer, is full of pears, and they're quite small on this side, but on the other side they're quite enormous. However, this pear tree have done nothing. Some more sunflowers. The oca plants are looking not very happy. Sorry, these are not oca plants, these are yacon, not looking very happy. Now, in this bed, we've got Brassicas, so it's mainly, these are the flower sprouts. I don't know if you could see through the netting. Don't want to uncover them. And then we have some winter flowering broccoli, except for this one, which obviously was the wrong seed in a wrong place. And then we have some and there is a lovely weed again that probably I will need to uncover and remove. There is some Brussels sprouts for us for later on. Cucumber, that's the pickling cucumber, so you can see it's setting fruit nicely. There's some more here. That's great because I do pickle. Look, they're everywhere and I quite like them wonky. So they are doing particularly well. This is our Bramley apple. I already harvested some fruit from that. May I just add that all the fruit here are being planted 2 years ago, and that's our scarecrow. Now, just behind are we have 2 asparagus bed, and this is the first one. Look at that lovely asparagus. They almost never watered. They've been watered within the last 3 months twice. So I am a little bit worried, but they're still shooting spears. So perhaps I don't need to. And we do have forecast of rain next week. Well, I will let you know the following week if it happened. My hopes have been dashed so many times. So here is one of the other flower beds. You see, that's the cosmos. Again, if we do get 3 days of rain, if they survive the next couple of days, they will be fine today and tomorrow. And then Monday the temperatures should drop. We will be fine. So these are, this is another dahlia that's been there for a while. So it's surviving better. So let's just have a quick look at this. This is the herb bed. Obviously all the Mediterranean plants are doing fine. There was a little seedling of lemon balm here. Oh, it's still surviving. Some marjoram, the perpetual cabbage looks a little bit battered, but it will leave. Parsley, everything that's been here, you can see shriveled. Another lovely sunflower. There's actually quite a few sunflowers to come here. The French tarragon is still doing okay. I mean, some of the sweet peas is starting to go, but still harvesting, still getting rid of the seed pods. And that's the La Diva cucumber, which we really like to eat. Oh, it's setting some fruit. Again, we harvested about 3 out of this, and the first 3, and now it's happier. So you see bits of lettuce, not almost nothing germinated, some woodruff, lettuces, and then maybe better visible from this side are the celeriac. They started to bulb. They're a bit shy this year. Let's see what's going to happen in the long term. Let me just pass here and get to the other side. Some more parsley. The sugar baby is just flowering, so I dare say we won't have any fruit this year. It's too late probably, but let's just, this is my first experience. I want to see how that actually works. Bellotto bean, not happy. We'll leave it for a while. The first fruit are forming on this courgette. It's a round courgette, and I don't know which one is this one, but it's very small. Now, so let's have a look again at those lovely artichokes. We have another 2 flowering in full flower, and this one is kind of now, I think, is gonna sort of is you can see the change in color, and it's kind of folding back again. So some more artichokes here. I love this bed. Massive tree. Well, this this is spinach. It's not called tree spinach for nothing. Some of these are about 8 foot tall. We can't eat enough. I had very few seedlings. I did. I'm putting it in a salads and so on. You can't eat enough of it. It looks spectacular. Will I grow it again? Definitely. What we've got here, we've got some lovely red cabbages. I'm leaving the stumps of the white cabbages in there for simple reason that sometimes you get little cabbages on the side and just want to see what's going to happen. I'm not planting anything in this space till we have some rain, because simply nothing survives. So I've got things to plant, but I won't plant it just yet. I'm waiting for the rain to come next week. So this is a repeat of the same sort of planting. Is more asparagus bed in this bed, and again most of it is okay. Fingers crossed it will survive. And this is my dahlias. They go over so quickly. This is beautiful dahlia, but I'm probably going to deadhead it to help it in this weather. And look, these are the zinnias. This bed have been actually watered from time to time, so there you go. One of the apple trees which is not doing very well. This is where the new polytunnel will go, so I'm not particularly worried. It will go. And here is the I think it's a, what is it called? Green sleeves apple. It's quite, I don't want to move it so much. It's very laden with fruit. This is again first year fruiting. These are 3-year-old. All the trees are 3-year-olds, except from the some of the plums here, and we never had any plums, but this year, this is green gage. We have odd plums here and there, and we will prune that tree very soon and maybe give it another try. Underneath, couple of rhubarbs. I know one is temporarily early and the other one I can't remember. Fentons, I think. So it's Fentons and Temporary Early. They're doing particularly good, actually. I'm surprised. So this is the Cucurbits bed. They always look very attractive, very lush, very green. The Romanesco courgette, not going great. It kind of shrivels before it have a chance to. Okay, well, the Turkish turban is doing particularly well. There is a massive one here and another one, and is just through there. I can see another one and another one. Well, there is about 4 plants here. So this is early butternut squash, and I can see some more setting of the. Well, I'm hoping that some of this is going to be Hokkaido and pumpkin and uchikikure. Now we will see if that is going to happen. And what else do we have here? The other courgette, which is going quite alright, which is the round Denise, and that is not. We just harvested 2, so there is nothing there yet. I think this might be a crown prince. So, and I can see just there another early butternut squash. There is some more things. I do hope that this is going to be actually the uchikikuri or Hokkaido. So all in all, this bed looks really, really lush, and some sweet corn there, which I don't have great hopes for. However, well, you win some, you lose some. A couple of beautiful dahlias opening here. I think this is the Chat Noir, and again I could move that whole bucket in that space in a main bed, but I just want for the weather to cool down a bit. That little patch of brown and cardboard, this is where the Oxide Daisies are going to go, under those trees. I think they don't mind a little bit of semi-shade, and they're going to be very happy. So just here, as you can see, I've got still some leeks to plant, but I'm waiting. That might be a big mistake. Some carrots very unevenly sown, or they were evenly sown and they kind of germinate odd. There is some parsnip and artichokes parsley under these bits of foil. As you can see, we have, these are the blueberries. We lost one. That one suffered, but it will hopefully recover. As I'm walking down through the wilderness, there is some horseradish in a bucket. I don't think it's going to be harvestable this year. This is some parsnips, and the oca is amongst those stingers. We will have to retrieve that any day now. There is some also bucket with carrots, which I know actually did quite well in there, with a bit of shade. As you can see, this is the area which the weeds are much taller than me. As if you look up there, very nice butterfly bush, or I can't remember, this one just gone over. So that's elder flower. It always looks enchanting in here, and that's how we want to keep it, but we want to be able to have access to it basically, and maybe plant things like black currants and other things which don't mind shade. And this is almost the end of our tour. We're just going to pop into the greenhouse. As you can see, few things still growing. So these are the chicory and some rab, and cheating those potatoes, they're definitely ready to go in. I just can't bring myself to work in those temperatures, and I've got only about an hour every morning to do something. So this is the first of the chilies on this. I have to say I'm a bit disappointed with these grafted chilies. I know people had fantastic time, they covered in whitefly. I'm not impressed. I don't think I'll be buying grafted plants again. I know it works for some, but not for us. These are the money maker. I think these, I'm not quite sure about them. I'm gonna make them into chutney. As you can see, these are my homegrown peppers, chilies. I have no idea what they are, but they're coming along very nicely. They're definitely catching up. If you look through there, they're definitely catching up with those bought from the garden centre. We just harvested some of these aubergines. So these are jalapenos. I love jalapenos. There is some more big peppers. Sorry, I can't see that. Trying to ripen. So we will do that. And some really unknown chilies, not till they get the color, and I can probably recognize them because I knew vaguely what I've put in. I think this is some more jalapenos, and this is not doing very much at all. Well, all in all, mixed bag, I would say.
An interesting week. It's been very dry again. Hoping for rain next week. Might have to do a little dance to encourage it, but not much to do until we get rain. So from me, Margosha, it's goodbye. Hope to see you next week. Bye for now. Bye.
Well, today's little harvest is a punnet of blackberries, 1 round courgette, some of those lovely Yin Yang beans, 1 cucumber, 1 pepper, and some of various tomatoes, mainly sun gold, yellow submarine somewhere here, look, the funny ones, and knee bells, and lots and loads, I mean really loads and loads of purple beans. So that just suddenly came to life. I've got 1 green tomato which fell off as I was harvesting, so I'm going to take that with me too. So all in all, lovely.